Tanzad here, back to do another video review. One I've been particularly excited to do and is really delayed coming. Generations Grimlock. Yes. I love this figure. I am a huge Grimlock fan. I am so excited to hear that Grimlock is going to be in an age of extinction, alongside my other favorite Autobot, Drift. I just hope Michael Bay doesn't screw these guys over real hard. But yes, this is the Fall of Cybertron Grimlock. This is an awesome toy. Now, currently, I have him set in more of his G1 style position, where he looks like he's kind of dragging his tail along. And the toy is designed to work like this, surprisingly. But you can also bend the head up, bend the knees a couple of degrees, and, let's see, rebend those, and have him stand in a more Tyrannosaurus Rex-like position. As we now know the spine was more straight. He more stood up like this, rather than standing up like this. So yeah, that is pretty awesome that I don't know if Hasbro intentionally did it, but maybe when they first got the prototypes for the toys and realized it could do it, they didn't try to fix it, just as a nod to the fans. Now this is a dinosaur mode. It comes with one cool feature. Look at that bright LED, man. If my only problem with the toy itself is the jaw doesn't open up quite as wide as it could. But look at that, man. On camera, at least with the camera I'm viewing it from, that looks really demonic. But yeah. That's awesome. Super bright LED, man. Wow. I was very surprised when they included this. Now, a lot of people have complained about the underside being so empty. I call it a necessary evil to make his robot mode just as awesome. The other problem is his legs don't really move all that well in this robot mode. You can alleviate that by kind of bringing them to the side. It makes him a whole lot wider than he should be, but then he can move his legs forward if you so want him to. Personally, it doesn't bug me. What does bug me? His hands. Now, when you move them, they feel incredibly tight. But when I've had to store this guy for a certain amount of time, and I pull him back out, these suckers pop right off. And it's weird. They still feel incredibly tight. Like it takes a fair amount of force to pop these suckers off. But they still pop off, and it's really annoying. If the only thing I feel like he's really missing here in dinosaur mode is a little bit more detail. And the only other big real flaw, but I ignored because it needed place to put the legs for dinosaur mode in the game. He has a drilled tail, similar to the Dinozord, or not the Dragonzord from the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, in which he would grab something with his mouth, throw it up, spin around, skewer them with his tail, then bring them around with his tail close to his mouth and started breathing fire onto them. That was awesome. I really wish this figure could do that. Because, yeah, that tail's not moving at all. That's one thing I will give the animated Grimlock over a lot of the other Grimlocks. The animated Grimlock plus the classics Grimlock is they managed to find a way to get the tail to move a little bit. So yeah. Now, Grimlock in the game is leader of the Lightning Strike Coalition Force. I don't know who comes up with the names in Cybertron, but whoever made up that name must have been having a really off day. Well, actually, supposedly that name was Grimlock's idea. And luckily in the game, he's not depicted as this big dumb brute. He's actually very smart. And because of his rage, there was a time where he might have become a Decepticon in the Fall for Cybertron storyline, but he was smart enough to recognize a bully like Megatron, so he decided to join the Autobots instead. even though if he does constantly butt heads with Optimus. Now, this is his robot mode. Oh, yes. This is nice. I love this robot mode. This is awesome. If they ever decide to make another Masterpiece Grimlock, here's the design I want them to make. I want to make a Fall of Cybertron masterpiece of this. Because then they might be able to get the tail to actually turn and spin. That would be kind of cool. This is still a very awesome figure. Now, there are a couple of upgrade kits you can buy to give him a more G1 style head. Also to cover up the back plate. This would be his underbelly in dinosaur mode. They give him a plate to cover it up. There's one problem I have with that plate. His Grimlock's head kind of curls into his chest for a reason. Yeah, that's really awesome. When the lights are completely out, it really does glow well. And for those who don't know, if I can do it without messing with my color balance too much, that chest, that's the Dinobot symbol. That's not just an Autobot symbol, that's the Dinobot insignia. That severely growling looking Autobot symbol. That's really cool too. That was a nice touch Hasbro didn't have to put in, but they still did. It does come with 2 accessories. Comes with his sword and his shield. Now, I'm not a big fan of these, and not because they're too small. I think for a Voyager class figure, they're just about the perfect size you're going to get. My problem is that this is incredibly loose in both hands. Oh, make me a liar, why don't ya? Okay, I was wrong. Oh, I wasn't lying, it is loose! Ha! They're incredibly loose in both hands. Obviously, I guess, if I don't put it down all the way, it'll stay in place, but still, it's a broadsword, you're supposed to hold it like that. Yeah, and the shield, though it is small, it's also very loose too. It pops off way too easily, in my opinion. It's made me almost want to pick up the third-party kit to give him a new sword and a new shield. I think there's like 2 currently as the recording of this video. But yeah, this is, I think, a great Generations figure. If you're a Grimlock fan, this is a must-buy. If you're collecting the Generations figures, do not miss out on this one. This one is incredibly awesome. Very few flaws, in my opinion, on the Robo Mode, except for the accessories. Other than that, he's great, in my opinion. He might be getting some loosening joints. This might be just due to me playing with him, because they used pin joints. But again, that might be just mine getting loose, because, I transform him a lot. But other than that, again, great figure. I recommend him. Transformers Generations Grimlock.